first line is the line defines a module named Module 1. A module is a container for code that can be reused throughout your program. Next is this line declares the main subroutine. This subroutine is the entry point of your program, meaning the code execution starts here. And then this line declares two integer variables. Next is employees will store the number of employees entered by the user. And next is artwork, and used in this version, was intended to store the working hours of each employee, but it's not used in the current implementation. And next is this line declares several double precision floating point variable. And next is this line is unused in this version, would have stored the hourly wage of each employee. And next is gross salary will store the gross salary, total pay before taxes for each employee. Tax will store the calculated tax amount for each employee. Then net salary will store the net salary and gross pay minus tax for each employee. Total gross salary will accumulate the total gross salary for all employees. And next is the employee name as string. This line declares a string variable employee name to store the name of each employee entered by the user. Next is total gross salary equals 0. This line initializes the total gross salary variable to 0, ensuring it starts accumulating from 0. And next is total net salary equals 0. This line initializes the total net salary variable to 0, following the same principle. And next is user input for number of employees. Next is this line displays a prompt on the console asking the user to enter the number of employees. And next is employees. This line reads the user's input using console. That red line converts it to an integer using integer.parse and stores it in the employees variable. And next is for I as integer equals 1 to employees. This line starts a for loop that iterates number employees times once for each employee. The loop counter I starts at 1 and goes up to num employees. Inside the loop, repeated for each employee. And next is this line prompts the user to enter the name for the current employee. The and symbol is used for string concatenation. And next line is this line reads the user input for the employee's name and stores in the employee name variable. And next is this line prompts the user to enter the gross salary for the current employee. And next line is this line reads the user's input for the gross salary, converts it to a double, and stores it the gross salary variable. And next is tax and net salary calculation, assuming flat 20% tax. And next, tax gross equals gross salary times 0.2. This calculates the tax amount by multiplying the gross salary by a fixed tax rate of 20%. This assumes a flat tax rate, which might not be realistic in all scenarios. Next is net salary equals gross salary minus tax. This line calculates the net salary by subtracting the tax amount from the gross salary. And next is accumulating totals. And next is total salary plus equals gross salary. This line adds the current employee's gross salary to the total gross salary variable, accumulating the total gross pay for all employees. The next is total net salary plus equals net salary. This line adds the current employee's net salary to the total net salary variable, accumulating the total net pay for all employees. Next is displaying employee details. Next line is profile picture. Next is this line marks the end of the for loop. The loop repeats steps 17 to 30 for each employee until all employees have been processed. Next is displaying total payroll. Next is this line displays the final summary of the total gross salary and total net salary for all employees. The and symbol is used for string concatenation to combine text variable values. Pausing execution. Next is this line pauses the program execution and waits for the user to press any key before the console window closes. This allows the user to see the output before the program terminates. And next is end subroutine and module. And this line marks the end of the main subroutine, and end module is this line marks the end in the Module 1 module.